Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。
Hello everyone, today we are going to do the watercolor. So at the beginning of the class, you need to have your watercolor paper, so you will see the watercolor on the cover. Okay, so what kind of blank you have, you will see the watercolors. Okay, so if you don't have the watercolor paper, mixed media paper is work as well, so you will see the mixed media. Okay, so choose one, either watercolor paper or the mixed media paper. Alright, then you need to have a pencils, erasers, and a paper tape. So that is for the beginning of the class. So no worry about the watercolor tools. We will prepare that at the middle of the class.
Okay, so today we're gonna do the watercolor again. Okay, so you might see the pumpkin on the side. Okay, so remember what we did last week, the pumpkin. So we're gonna choose one pumpkin to place right under. Okay, so just like the review. All right, so we're gonna do a pumpkin and you have to add something on the top. All right, so that will be your choice. We only do the pumpkin and the pumpkin will be the same, but the top could be any, like the owl, like a cat, or you have the pumpkin man, so you can have another layers pumpkin on the top, or you want to have the pumpkin wearing the hat, or snake, or spider, or something else. Okay, so we have to do the pumpkin first. All right, so we have the pumpkin. Remember, we start with the middle. See, I leave in even more space on the top. I need the space on the top, so I can add in something there. All right, then the bottoms. Remember, I'm not actually touch and close the colon. Okay, because we just need the wrinkles there, but they are not the separate part. So we're just having something, but not too clear. Okay, then one more curve. The bottom looks like the hoop. Left. And right, the last one, I have to close it. The last one, I have to close it. Okay, so I have to check my left, my right, the space are similar. I have the similar space left. Okay, so I'm short. I have my pumpkin just right at the middle, so my paper doesn't lose the balance. Okay, left, right looks like the same. Okay, take your time to fix the pumpkins. All right. Okay, so remember the pumpkin has the stem. Okay, before you add the stem, I want you to take a thought to think about it. What do you want to add on top of your pumpkins? You might need the stem, or you might not need the stem. Okay, so you can do a small sketch on the side to make an idea. Do you like that or not? Before you actually apply the pencil line on your watercolor paper. All right, so I want you to take about 1 minute to think about it. Then you are going to have 10 minutes to complete the work. Okay, so now take 1 minute to think about it. What do you actually want to add on top of the pumpkins? Then you will have the time to do your own joints. Alright, so after 1 minute, I was thinking about an owl on top of my pumpkin. So I want my owl become smaller. So I want him standing right on my stem. So I just doing some design on the stem. Okay, like tree stem. So I'm adding some line to show the texture of the stem. Because it has the texture, right? Remember that? Then I have the owl just standing right on the top. Alright, and how about yours? Now you have 10 minutes to start to design your own top end, okay? And the background if you want to. Background will be the optional. Alright, so you can start. Alright, so take your time if you haven't finished. Alright, so like last week, I will say do not trace, okay? So when you finish, you will coloring and you realize tracing can make your drawing be better, then you can trace after. Otherwise, leave the pencil line like this, but you just remember to remove all the extra pencil line and keep the paper clean. Alright, but tracing will be the optional, but I would say give yourself a chance. Do not trace first, trace last. If you think the color doesn't make the drawing looks good, then you want to trace, then you can do it after. Alright, so we're gonna have our 3 minutes water break. So during the water break, you have to go prepare your watercolor tools or either complete your drawing, but no one doing the tracing. Alright? Alright, now is our water break. During the water break, you can complete your work, drinking some water, use washroom, stretch your body, and get ready for the next sections. Alright? And don't forget to coming back when the timer is done. Use your break time wisely, okay? Don't waste the time just sitting right here. Our water break is almost over. Make sure you got everything ready for the next sections. Almost the class. Get ready for the next part.
3, 2, 1.
Before we start to color our watercolor, that's it, our tools. You need to have the watercolor brush, like huge, big, medium, and small. And make sure the watercolor brush is very soft, okay? If you choose the watercolor brush like the grass, it is not the watercolor brush. It's just the painting brush for oil painting and the acrylic. So make sure your watercolor brush is soft. So that's for the watercolor, okay? With different sizes. All right, then we need to have the napkin or the towel to dry our water brush because we are going to use a cool water to mix the color and wash the brushes. Alright, so make sure the water is no temperatures, has to be very, very cool. Alright, then you need to have your watercolor. So you can have your watercolor like this tray. So sometimes it looks big, sometimes it looks small, or you will see your watercolor pen like the tube, like this. Alright, so whatever it looks like a tray or like the tube, it's okay. And you need to have a tray for what? To mixing the color on top of the tray. Alright, so that's it. Do you get every single thing on the screens? If you do, make sure they are all on the set. Then we can begin to colors. Okay, so let's start to do the pumpkin. Okay, remember we use 2 colors to do the pumpkin color. So you have to prepare the number 1 colors and number 2 color. So remember the color wheel, you have to find 2 colors next to each other. So if you use the orange, then you can use the yellow or red because they are the neighbor colors. Okay, so same thing. I start with the orange. I trace on the top. Alright, so I have the very clear edge. Then tap in the color, tap, 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 leave some white space. Apply the red color into the orange. So the orange change to a little bit reddish. Then keep tapping, connect the color, keep moving the color down. Then stop again, apply even more red into the red orange. And keep tapping it so you can see the color getting more reddish. Okay, then the last color, I can just use the red to color the bottom. But again, I trace the color at the bottom so make the edge looks very clear. Alright? Okay, so that is just a review from last week. Okay, so now you can start to finish the pumpkins, then the background, the toppings. All right, so when you finish the pumpkins, please just wait. Wait the pumpkin are totally dry. Okay, if you want to do the stem, if you want to do the background, which is connect to the pumpkins, please just hold on until the pumpkin doesn't have any flexion like this one. See, it's totally dry, there's no flexion. But you see this one is still wet, so it looks shiny, isn't it? I can see the flexion, so which means my pumpkin is still wet. It doesn't like this one. It's not shiny anymore, it's totally dry. So I have to be patient. So we're gonna wait for about 2 minutes, okay? So during these 2 minutes, you can go to change the water. You can think about the color layer, what do you need, then you can prepare the colors. So during these 2 minutes, no one touch your paper, no one apply the color on the paper. We want the pumpkin looks clean and clear. All right, just wait for 2 minutes. Alright, so my pumpkin is almost dry. I don't see that much flexion, so I can color my stem. Okay, so remember the stem has the textures and it has the string, like it has to follow the stem. You're not just color right and left. Looks like very random. It shouldn't be. It has to follow the stem. Whatever the stem looks like, you have to go through it. Okay, so that's a quick remind. We color the lines and follow it. See, we adding a bunch of the line to follow it. Okay, if you have the short stem, then you should have the short line. If you have the long stem as I do, you should have the long string like I did right here. Okay, so it looks like this. I leave some white gaps so I can tell there's a strings, isn't it? Okay, so I can have my darker colors to make the string has the shadow. Look too much. Adding some lines. Okay. All right. So because my owl is touch my stem, so I'm not going to do that right now because my brown color will go in through my owl. I don't want to see something like that. So I have to wait. So I can color something else like the shadow right under my pumpkins. We are looking for the shadow because we are learning the shadow all the time. Okay, so remember we color the dark color just right under the pumpkins. Okay, then wash my brush, release the water, then bring the shadow down. Okay, that's the shadow. Okay, now I have to wait for another 2 minutes so I can start to do mine. So now you can start to finish your stem, shadow, then your topping. Alright, so feel free when you finish the drawing, feel free if you want to add in some random color behind, you can do it. Alright, but you have to be very careful, don't be greedy. Okay, so you can add a bunch of the colors. But again, don't be greedy, so you have to do 2 colors at a time, not more than 2, okay? Then you can blend the colors. So it looks like I have something at the back, so the back will look too plain. Alright, so try to play around with the water. Water can help a lot. Okay, we are doing the watercolor, so we should have fun with the water. Okay, so we almost finished, so take your time. You have to be rush. Try to follow your own speed. Alright, I just apply some random color so my drawing doesn't look so plain. Okay, so that is the drawing for today. And don't forget to find a spot to sign the name and write down the date. When you complete your drawing, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，更写上日期。Don't forget to take a photo of your drawing and send it to us. 不要忘记帮你的作品拍上照片寄给我们哦。And don't forget to clean out the table before you go. 不要忘记清洁你的桌子哦。Bye bye, see you next time.